Welcome once again to another session. We are here at Coach Steele's Finance Training. Happy to have everybody tuning in. It is Saturday morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time Zone. Happy to have your face in the place on today and ready to get this party started here on Coach Steele's Finance Training, where we talk about all things financial literacy. You already know what to do as you come on in the room. Make sure you meet me. Make sure you greet me. I want to know where you're listening in from. I'm excited about today's session as we catch up on some of the things we have been discussing here on Coach Steele's Finance Training. So as y'all come on in, make sure you leave a comment section. Make sure comment in the comment section. Tell me good morning. Get your popcorn ready. Continue to cook your breakfast. Turn me up on your Bluetooth. Turn me up on YouTube if you're watching on TV. Here on Coach Steele's Finance Trainer, we are live on YouTube and Facebook and TikTok. So however you come on in the room, we're happy to see you. Make sure you leave a comment as well. Let me know where you're listening in from. I appreciate all my faithful and consistent listeners here on Coach Steele's Finance Training. All right, we got Mr. Reg Cash coming on in from YouTube. Appreciate you tuning in. All right, let's get the party started on today, guys. As we deal with our subject on today here on Coach Steele's Finance Training. And also just remember, if you have not subscribed to the YouTube channel, make sure you go and subscribe to the YouTube channel for more great content when we talk about financial literacy on today. And so let's look at back some of the things that we have discussed, some of the things that we have spoken about, and I want to see where your minds are at concerning all of these things. All my Facebook listeners, make sure you jump in the comment section. I want to make sure that you can hear me loud and clear. Does everybody hear me loud and clear on the different platforms that they are on? Facebook, give me a thumbs up that you can hear me well. Also, now, if you all remember the past few weeks here on Coach Steele's Finance Training, we have been talking about the war and different things that were going on in Iran, dealing with the United States, dealing with Israel, different things like that. And you know what's interesting about all of this is some of the effects that have happened financially because of all these things that are going on. And one thing that I kept telling people when it came to dealing with, thank you for letting me know that you hear me loud and clear. One of the effects that I told people to look for was an increase in value of those oil companies. And I named a few oil companies that you should look at and do your own due diligence, do your own research to find out, hey, is this company going to grow? Is there an opportunity for me to make money? Because what I keep telling everyone is you have to switch your mindset of when catastrophes happen, when disasters happen. The average person takes their money and they draw back and they want to play it safe. And so what I want you to know is I understand the mindset of wanting to play it safe when these things happen, but reality is when these crises, catastrophes, and emergencies happen, if you are in tune and if you're paying attention to what's going on, you won't miss the opportunity to grow financially. Do we like tragedies and accidents? No. Pandemics? No, we don't want them. But you have to learn how to capitalize and maneuver through them so that you can grow through them, take care of your family better, even in those situations. There's always going to be an opportunity when everyone else pulls back for you to dive in. In that comment section, just say dive in. I want you all here on Coach Steele's Finance Training. Thank you. I see you keep grinding, bro. I see Apple user, appreciate the encouragement. I want you all to have the mindset and the mentality to dive in at the right moment. Now, one of the companies I mentioned when we talk about oil companies, I said, look at Exxon Mobil. Let's look at Exxon Mobil Corp. And then, of course, I asked you all, I said, hey, what is the stock symbol for Exxon Mobil? And Reg Cass on the YouTube channel, he quickly typed in XOM. And so when we look at XOM, Exxon Mobil back then, it might have been around $140, $150 a share. Now, what I'm going to do is share my screen so that you all can see and look back at what we talked about. I see you, Sheila Thomas. You're diving in here on Coach Steele's Finance Training. Yvette Steele, my beautiful wife, diving in here on Coach Steele's Finance Training. And you all, I appreciate y'all tuning in to Coach Steele's Finance Training on today. My wife and I, on March 30th, in 2 more days, we are celebrating. Hey, Shirley Walker, I see you tuned in. We are celebrating 25 years of our anniversary for our wedding. So 25 years of our wedding anniversary, marriage anniversary of being married together. And that is March 30th. But this weekend, we've been celebrating and spending time out of town. But I'm back in town here on Coach Steele's Finance Training. So I'm excited about that. I see you all, Tony Sherman, dive in. And so let's go a little bit deeper. I'm going to share my screen and we're going to talk about, Terry B., we're going to talk about XOM, which is Exxon Mobil. Now, of course, I mentioned it. I told you all do some research. Look at this company. I think it's an opportunity for someone to make some money. And let's see if I can share my screen properly. There we go. That's what I'm looking for right there. Y'all already know I'm going to make sure that I supersize it so that you all can see it as well. As soon as I find that. There we go. All right. Now I need to get the comments out of the way temporarily. All right. And let's see how I can turn this screen around for y'all to be able to see as well on TikTok. Flip camera. There we go. All right. Boom. I think we're in there. Okay. I flipped it, then flipped it. All right. So as y'all are tuning in here on Coach Steele's Finance Training, and of course, I did mention looking at Exxon Mobil, I want you all to observe how it has increased in value. We know right now Exxon Mobil is $170.99 a share. But if we were to quickly go back, let's see, where is it? There we go. Let's go back about a month ago when I first started talking about this. If we go back about a month ago and y'all are looking at that, and I wish I could make it a little bit bigger for my listeners, but we look at March 10th. When you look at March 10th, it was about $148 a share. $148 a share. And then when you look at it now, and let's go for the past 5 days, and we look at this escalation that's been happening with XOM, and let's go today, and we see now it's at $170 a share. That should give you pause and cause you to pay attention and say, you know what, if this thing got all the way up to $171 a share, and we saw it when it was at around 150, somewhere in there, and now it's at 170. When this catastrophe happened, when we talk about the war and different things like that have went on with this company, what may have intimidated you from taking action? When we see this ramp up that's happening here and how high it went, did you miss out potentially on an opportunity to make some extra money on something that is definitely increasing in value? Why did it happen? And so let me quit sharing the screen here, but I just want you all to look at the trajectory of XOM, which we know is Exxon Mobil, company that I talked about a couple weeks ago and told you all, hey, be on the lookout for. What do y'all think about that? Why do you all believe that that company and other oil companies have increased in value recently? I want to hear your comments. Why do you believe that Exxon Mobil Corp has increased in value? And so as y'all comments come in, I'll be able to see them and read them. But I want you all to be able to use some basic logic, use what's going on with around the geopolitical issues in the world. What is happening that is causing ExxonMobil to shoot so much in value? And you all know here on Coach Steele's Finance Training, I like investing DCA, dollar cost averaging, into dividend stocks with my dividend stock portfolio. And good morning, Mr. Timothy Scott. Happy to have you tuning in to Coach Steele's Finance Training. With the dividend stocks, I invest a little in monthly, and of course, that portfolio continues to grow. But ExxonMobil is one of those companies that do give dividends. And so I do receive dividends quarterly from ExxonMobil, and I invest in them every month. Now, we see this progression that's happening, and Timothy Scott says it is because of demands. Demand in what? Like, why is ExxonMobil, ladies and gentlemen, shooting up in value? Prayer changes things. Why is ExxonMobil increasing in value? Why is it continuing to grow at this pace? We saw it. I shared my screen. You all see it. It is elevating. And so there was an opportunity to invest, whether it was $5, $10, or $150. Your money would have grown faster than it would have grown sitting in a checking account. And of course, you can always sell. Now, of course, you may want to leave it there for a long hold because we always want to buy low and eventually one day sell high or just continue to receive the dividends. Now, it's just something I want you all to think about, supply and demand. Okay, so ExxonMobil, what Tony and what Tim are basically saying is because of supply and demand with oil, it has allowed the company to grow. And so, yes, we do know because of the Strait of Hormuz and it was closed off and things are happening and people were worried about having access to oil in America, that when the demand is high, then of course prices will go up if it is potential or possible for the supply to be low. Now, of course, with this war and this battle still going on and potentially no end in sight, that means that gas prices could possibly continue to go up. And not only are gas prices going to go up, but now check this out. I want you all to see the double whammy effect when we talk about geopolitical issues, how it comes back home to your front door, if even if you're not in a physical fight. I need my listeners on today to understand that we are in a financial fight. In that comment section, I need you all to write, it is a financial fight. OG Sims, I need you to write financial fight in that chat section. I need you all to write, we are in a financial fight. This is a global financial fight that we have potentially never seen before at this level. We are in such a financial fight that it's almost really no end in sight because of what's at stake, because what's on the line in the marketplace. We really don't know how long this can go. So what I want you all to understand is it's going to hit the front door, our doorstep, and we have to be prepared for it. And I want you all to see something else here, because not only are gas prices higher, but who does that affect? That affects transportation, ladies and gentlemen. I see you all. We are in a financial fight. Sheila, thank you for typing that in. I want you all to understand that who needs gas? Yes, you need gas fuel for your vehicle, but you must understand transportation companies, the buses in your neighborhoods or your community that get people from one place to another. And I want you all to think about another uh, area in our marketplace that needs fuel to transport people. What is that? In that comment section, come on, I need y'all to be quick. I need you to be thinking fast. What other transportation services needs fuel to get people from one place to another? This is so good. I want you all to really think about what you're going to type in. What other transportation services really need fuel? because once you understand what's going on, you will be able to see opportunities in the marketplace that you normally would not catch, that you normally would not pay attention to. And I want to be able to open up your eyes so that you can catch these moments, these opportunities to capitalize instead of sitting back, watching, observing, and being a victim of these moments, but you can become victorious in these moments. You don't have to be intimidated by these moments. All right, so let's see here. I'm going to go over the past month and let's see. All right, let me read some of these comments. Tony Sherman says airlines. Sheila says airplanes. Yvette says airplanes. Sheila says buses, cars, public transportation. Y'all are on to something here. So when you understand that, it allows your wheels to turn. What we're doing here on today on Coach Steele's Finance Training is trying to get you to think and troubleshoot financially the next step of what is most likely to happen in a season with silliness going on, with foolishness going on, with wars going on. What is most likely to be affected? So if gas prices get high, then yes, ladies and gentlemen, all of you that guessed airlines, airplanes, you are 100% correct. Give yourselves a round of applause. So this is definitely, oh yes, Mr. Tony Sherman, truck drivers for sure, logistics, truck drivers, it is going to cost them more to get from point A to point B. And if it costs the truck drivers more and the companies more to pay the truck drivers, and the people who want the products from the companies that are sending the truck drivers, all of the logistics, that means at the end of the day, your goods, your products, your services are going to cost more, which means inflation is going to hit, Cynthia. Yes, here on Coach Steele's Finance Training, we are talking about the situation, what's going on with the war. How does it affect us? How does it hit our front door? Yes, Sheila, give yourself a round of applause. So when we look at that, ladies and gentlemen, we know with the airlines, it is going to have an effect on these airline companies. What are some of the places, what are some of the airline companies that you all fly? Like name some of the companies that you buy tickets from to fly. Because what we can do is once again, look at the marketplace and see how has this affected the airlines. What airline companies do you all fly? And once again, if you all remember earlier, I said it can cause a double whammy with all this stuff going on. So as y'all are listening to Coach Steele's Finance Training on today, what is the double whammy that the airline company is dealing with, that the airline companies are dealing with? Okay, we got Sheila. She says Delta. Over in TikTok land, what are y'all saying? What are some of the airline companies that you all fly? And then, of course, Yvette said Delta. What else airline companies? Anybody got any other airline companies that they like to fly? Anybody fly United? Put your hands up in the comment section if you fly United. So here on Coach Steele's Finance Training, as y'all are tuning in, and I'm getting ready to show you some more companies. This is so good in real time. Make sure you all share the live if you can. A lot of people like Delta. My goodness. Okay. My goodness. Delta, Yvette, Sheila, Tim, Bernice, Loman. There's a lot of Delta people here that mentioned Delta. All right. We got Tony Sherman. He mentioned United. So what I want you all to do is when the company and these different companies are in distress, airline companies, it is going to affect them. Now, my question to you all is, here's the trivia question. What is the double whammy, the double issue that the airline companies are dealing with right now? With all the geopolitical issues going on and also the other issues that are going on in America right now, what are the airlines and the airports dealing with, plus the geopolitical issues? What's really causing a problem? Okay, Pamela Francis jumps in the chat and says American. Yes, Bernice says, what others are there? I only fly Delta. That's what I'm talking about. See, and this is so good. I love this right here. Because when you know that there is, Pamela, you know what? I'm about to put Pamela in the front of the class. Pamela is going straight to the front of the class because the answer is flawless. Do y'all see what Pamela put? When I asked what is the double whammy that these airline companies are dealing with right now in the airports, she put gas prices and TSA. Some of us may not even know what TSA stands for. Does anybody know what TSA stands for? What is going on? Now, how is this going to affect the airline companies? Ooh, a number of ways. Because if TSA is not getting paid, if the government isn't working things out to be able to take care of people that are part of DHS, what does DHS stand for? Y'all should be loading up that chat section answering these questions. This is getting real good, and I can't wait to show the chart for some of these airline companies, especially for Bernice. If you know that all you're going to do is fly Delta, my question, Bernice, is do you have any stock in Delta? Tony Sherman says TSA workers not getting paid. Yvette says TSA not getting paid. Long lines at the airport, delayed flights. If flights are delayed, people are canceling flights. People stop flying. Mr. Tim Scott, yep, I might put him. You're not going to get in front of Pamela Francis, but I might put you somewhere close towards the front. But right now, Pamela's at the front of the class, has an A right now, doing great. Yvette, you are correct. Department of Homeland Security. Anybody know what TSA stands for? Anybody wrote that answer in there? Let's go a little bit deeper here. So we need to know a few things. One, we got to look at the chart of Delta, because Delta, we need to see the effects of the double whammy that Pamela mentioned, and we need to know if Bernice buys any stocks, any shares of Delta. Let's go to the screen. All right, Delta is right here. Let's share the screen. Okay. Let me make sure that y'all can see it as well. Boom. Supersize it. Move the comments out the way. I see you all answering the question there. All right. So now, when we look at Delta, it says right now the stock price for a share of Delta is $64.83. It's down. It's down right now. So when we look back about a month ago, it was actually at like $57.94. So let's look at when it was. Let's see if we can find that. Let me put that over here. So when we go to this date, March 12th, it was $57.94. It took a dip, then it goes back up where we see it now, then the other dip back down to $64.83. So let's look at it at the past 6 months. And this is so interesting because when you look at it the past 6 months, it was low. And all of a sudden, we see November, people travel, we see a little lift. And then December through January, we know people travel a lot. We see another lift, another pickup there, and it stays pretty high. And then when we get to March and we're dealing with this war and things that are going on, it takes a dip back down because people probably got afraid. People probably quit traveling. Certain flights probably weren't available. And then they probably believed that they had a little better handle on the war. Now, what I'm showing you is based on what's going on in the world, it's going to continue to dictate and determine what's going on with these stocks. If you can look at what's happening day to day, month to month, you'll see why these highs and lows are happening. So if you're paying attention to the marketplace and the political issues, it will help you determine when is a greater chance that these companies will lose or these companies will gain. Now, right now, we see Delta is taking a little bit of a hit. Other companies, as we look at them, and I forgot, I did remember somebody else did mention United. So let me show you United right now. Let me share my screen, supersize it. Let's look at United as well. And that looks pretty rough right there. So let's get a closer look at United. All right, so let's look at the past month. When we look at this past month, it was pretty high. It was at 100, and that was March 2nd. Then, of course, the war and everything, March 12th, it takes a dip as well. Very similar to Delta, starts picking back up. And as you all see, as of recent, it starts dipping down again. Because like Mr. Timothy Scott mentioned, a lot of people probably don't want to be at the airport for a number of reasons. The airline companies were doing great. They were making business. They were increasing in value. And all of a sudden now they're going through this storm, this double whammy of what's going on with TSA and what's happening overseas as well with the war. Now, some people would see that and they would run for their lives. And some people may see that these companies are struggling. And well, I won't say struggling, but they're in a little dip. And that may decide and convince some people to invest in some of these companies at this time while they struggle. Timothy Scott said Spirit Airlines. Anybody flying Spirit Airlines? So when we look at this and we have the different things going on, you have to be aware of what's going on because it may help you decide whether you should invest or not invest, or if you should make some adjustments in your portfolio. Of course, like I showed you all, Exxon Mobil Corp, which we talked about weeks ago, is doing amazing right now. And so I remember one gentleman asked me, what should I invest in? He asked me about a month ago, and I told him Exxon. And then about 2 or 3 weeks later, I hit him up and I said, do you know if you would have invested that amount, which we spoke about, into that company? I think he would have already been up. I think it was about, I think it was around $300-400. And so to make an extra $300 or $400 in less than a month time frame is a huge win. You know, what could you all do with the extra $300 to $400 a month? And so as y'all are tuning in here on Coach Steele's Finance Training, make sure that you are sharing the live for other people. And I think it is important that you all open up your eyes and start thinking about, where can I make some extra money? And so if you're going to invest in these companies, if you're going to be riding, let's say, Delta all the time, I would have shares in it. I would buy stocks, whether you can buy fractional shares or whole shares, because sometimes you might not be able to afford a whole share, but you can buy fractional shares. You all can do like I do with my dividend stock portfolio, put a certain amount of money in every month, and that amount, whether it's $50, $100, it'll buy fractional shares, pieces of shares of all those different companies that you're investing in. And eventually you'll be able to have a whole share and continue to buy more and more while receiving dividends. Take the dividends, reinvest them back into the dividend stock portfolio, and now you're allowing your dividends to buy you more shares and fractional shares as well. It is important during this time and season that you find another creative way to make a little extra money. A lot of people, especially if you're living paycheck to paycheck, because what I'm trying to tell you is these prices, whether you're talking about gas prices and other issues, they're going to continue to go up. This thing is not over, and it's nowhere close to over. That's going on. These issues, I believe the government is trying to pass something quickly so that they can eventually start paying TSA again, because it goes back to what Tim Scott said. I want you all to pay attention to this very closely as you are sharing the live for other people to see. Many people are going to run away from the airlines, not only because the prices are higher, And not only because flights are delayed, but who are they putting in place while TSA is not getting paid? Who is manning the line? Who is serving? Who is working while TSA is out of position? I want y'all to answer that for me. Who did they put in place to work for TSA? And not only who are they putting in place, but how is that going to affect people coming to fly? How is that going to affect? You are correct, Mr. Tim Scott. All right, Tim Scott, I'm gonna put you right next to Pamela Francis. Y'all both right there in the front. Y'all both up at the front. You are correct, Tim Scott. Ice. Reg Cass, ice. Yvette, ice. Tony Sherman, ice. I want y'all to think about that. If they put ice in the airport, I need a yes or a no for this. A yes or a no. If they put ice in the airport, does that decrease the chances of a certain culture of people from wanting to fly right now? Does that decrease the chances of a certain culture of people wanting to fly right now? Yes or no in the chat section. As long as they have ice in the airport, does that decrease the chances of people and certain cultures of people wanting to fly? You are correct, Yvette. People are worried about getting deported by ICE. There's a lot of yeses in that comment section. A lot of yeses going on. You all understand exactly what I'm talking about. People are worried, and they're going to continue to be worried. And so what you have to understand is now these airline companies are going to lose even more money because the government has not figured out how to pay these workers. Just in November/December, people were dealing with the furlough and not getting paid. And now you got TSA not getting paid. And so with all of this happening, the airlines are dealing with a double whammy. Because who wants a business or a company that is going to run your customers off? Because of how the government is handling things, they are running off the customers, the clients, the business of the airlines. And so these airline corporations who make billions and billions of dollars every year are not happy campers. And so there's going to be a bunch of fussing and complaining behind the scenes to figure out how to get this fixed as soon as possible. Because if people voted for certain people, if people have a certain interest when it comes to political interest and they funded campaigns, if they gave money to different people who are in position, but you're costing me money and my business is losing money, oh, there's a conflict that's going to happen. There's an issue. Because why did I vote for you if you can't get this done? Especially if you voted for someone in hopes that economically things get better. Especially if you voted for someone in hopes that because I put them in position, it's going to improve my situation financially. Oh my goodness, I didn't even know that, Pam. Now he's talking about sending the National Guard to the airports. So the landscape of what the marketplace looks like is getting a little different because you all have to think about like who goes shopping, and when you go shopping or who goes traveling expecting to run into law enforcement or you go from one place to another and you're having to deal with ICE, you're having to deal with the National Guard. That changes the scenery and the pleasure and enjoyment of living life. So, as we go a little bit further, once again, I want you all to think about these things, how it's going to affect the marketplace, but take advantage of them, capitalize on them, use it to your advantage so that you can win even in the foolishness. One thing that I've always say is anytime I have to deal with foolishness, I want to be compensated. And so there's a way to be compensated for dealing with foolishness in life if you pay attention, you become strategic, and you use wisdom while dealing with this stuff. And I want you all to understand here on Coach Steele's Finance Training, we're at the end of March, January, February, March, 3 months down. We're about to be 3 months down in a couple of days. And I want you all to do a self check on your life, on your situation financially right now. As this financial fight is going on globally, around the world, geopolitical issues, while this is happening, what are you doing for you? My shirt says money is calling. How are you allowing yourself to get to the bag? How are you being creative in this season to improve your financial situation while the world's finances are getting worse? Oh, that's so good right there. That means, in other words, no matter what foolishness is going on in the world, you can still grow financially. You can still have success if you maneuver properly. What's happening with the world doesn't have to mirror your finances. Just because gas prices go high doesn't mean you have to lose money. You got to learn how to balance that stuff out. You have to learn how to hedge against inflation. And so many people, as we deal with hitting, I would say, the first quarter of the year, as you're dealing with us getting ready to close out the month of March, are you where you need to be? And if you aren't where you need to be, then what is the problem? What is the hang up? What is the hiccups? What are the issues? How can you get yourself back aligned with your goals without quitting, without giving up, without throwing in the towel so that you can stay on track? Coach Steele's Finance Training is like a great accountability partner for you in life because we're going to talk about the fundamentals and the basics of finances and being strategic to reach those goals. Can we talk about other things? Yes, we can talk about other things as well here on Coach Steele's Finance Training. But I want to send a reminder to you, whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish in 2026, I need you to evaluate in this first quarter, are you on track? Do you have enough in your savings account? And is your funds or is your money in a high yield interest savings account, or is it just in a regular savings account, really not making any interest? If you need a link to a high yield interest savings account, hit me up. You see the email down there, coachsteelefinance@gmail.com. DM me, whatever you need to do, and I'll send you a link for a high yield interest savings account. Let your money make interest. Let your money make compound interest annually. Let your money work faster and harder for you in this season. You cannot continue to delay your money from growing and having the success that it needs to. Also, of course, here on Coach Steele's Finance Training, you can go to my website and buy a Make Money Multitask t-shirt. So we talk about it and we wear it in real life. And many of those listeners that are tuning in that I've taken pictures with, one day I'm going to post all the pictures of my listeners that I've taken pictures with wearing the t-shirt of Coach Steele's Finance Training, Make Money Multitask. So go to my website and buy a shirt. So as we go a little bit further and we're talking about these different issues that are going on, ladies and gentlemen, I need you all to hit your targets. It's enough to come on here every Saturday morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time Zone, and have these conversations, but I really want to make sure that you all are reaching your goals. How many people are on track financially where they need to be? You can be honest in the comment section. You can say yes, or you can say no. And it's not like a bad thing. There may be somebody who's financially stable in their house, but maybe they wanted to buy a rental property this year and they haven't bought it yet. You didn't get it when you thought you would. Maybe you're not on track there. So it's not a bad thing. But I want you all to be able to hit your goals successfully. And so that way we're not just talking, but we'll be about it as well, that you all could come back to Coach Steele's Finance Training with testimonies of success that you're accomplishing your goals. sometimes you all need to accomplish your goals. The basic ones, you need to learn how to set it and forget it. And so, let's say you want to have $600 in your savings account by the end of the year. Well, you need to have at least $50 automatically when you get paid, direct deposit into your high yield interest savings account. Like, set it and forget it. Some things you need to go ahead and do where you don't have time to allow yourself to mess it up. I like some of the honesty here. Tony Sherman says no. We got Tim Scott who says he is working on it. We got Reg Cast that is saying close but not there yet. That's what I'm talking about. We want to be on track. One thing we can't do is throw in the towel. One thing we won't do is give up. We cannot give up. We have to keep pushing. We have to keep pressing. And I really, really desire to see you all reach your goals. And so here on Coach Steele's Finance Training, I need you all to understand that things aren't just going to overnight get better with what's going on with the government, what's going on with the world, but you can get better. You can tighten up. You can work on the things that you need to work on. So no matter what's going on out here, it can't dictate and determine your level of success and growth. You know, one thing I tell everyone is during the pandemic, a lot of people took their money and they ran. They were afraid. And then there were some of us that threw our money strategically in certain marketplaces and in certain environments. And based on that, we were able to increase wealth. We were able to make more money. You know, if someone had a house before 2019, in early 2020, after the pandemic, your home increased in value, or multiple homes increased in value. That gave you access to equity. One thing Pamela Francis says, need better navigation tools. Okay, navigation tools. What do you mean by navigation tools? So I want you all really to hit your goals at all costs, whatever it takes, of course, legally. And so once again, here on Coach Steele's Finance Training, accountability partner. Of course, I do financial coaching. I work with people one-on-one. And so, of course, I don't do it for free because I got to get paid. I got to earn a living, got to take care of my family, right? So it does come with the cost. But if that's something you're interested in and you need a financial coach, feel free to reach out to me. You can email me, coachsteelefinance@gmail.com, or you can go to my website. And on my website, you could actually schedule a one-on-one appointment with me as well. But I need you all to hit your goals. I need you to take yourself serious of what you said you want to accomplish. I don't want you to think, oh, I have more time. I can do it 2027, or I'll start back up again in October. No, I need you to wake up and start again today. Create an environment of success for yourself. Create an environment of success financially for yourself, whether it's the people you put yourself around, whether it's the information you have pouring into your mind. I need you all to really think about every aspect of that and what it really means to you to create an environment that is going to help you cultivate financial success. One thing I'm excited about my local church in Liberty County, Georgia, Mount Zion Missionary Baptist Church, is we are getting ready on Sunday to have what we call a business expo for entrepreneurs and business owners. Why is that great? Because I want you all to understand that if a ministry, if a church, if a community of people, if a city, whatever you want to call it, if you can create a marketplace, an environment, a Wall Street of your own to grow your own economy in a sense, if you can promote those that are around you, those that are trying to be in a positive financial environment, that way they can nurture and grow and have success in the financial space. If you can create your own marketplace and circulate that dollar in that marketplace, in this positive place of financial growth, then the businesses and the people in that environment will grow. The community will grow faster. The church will grow faster. That culture will grow faster. That environment, you'll see quicker and better growth, and people being able to support themselves, maintain their families, and provide opportunities for other people in that environment, in that culture, in that community, in that church. And so now I can afford to hire someone else. Now I can afford to expand. Now I have the money to grow business, different things like that. Now I have the opportunity to create another business, another environment, another building, whatever it is. So all of those things can happen. And so I'm excited about the business expo that is happening Sunday at 1370 Shaw Road, Mount Zion Missionary Baptist Church. And so no matter what church you attend or where you go, I would say about 12:30, make your way to 1370 Shaw Road in the community center and come back there and look at what's back there, the different businesses. Go back there, and the businesses there, it's very vast, from uh, different clothes, apparel, there's food, let's see what else. Mm, art, different types of food. And there's also a photo booth. And so we'll have keepsakes clicks in the building, keepsakes clicks with the photo booth. That way you can take the pictures, make it memorable, things like that. And I'm probably forgetting one or two things, but I'll be there, of course, as well. So I want you all to have your face in the place and come in there and enjoy the business expo that is going on, hosted by not just myself, but also Sister Leonard, Sister Shirley Frazier, who's another listener here on Coach Steele's Finance Training, actually both of them, and Sister Portia Evans, all heading that up. And I'm excited about what we're going to do. But we are creating an economy, an environment, a marketplace amongst ourselves to support one another. And that's what Coach Steele's Finance Training is all about, bringing that financial support, encouragement, and wisdom conversation into your house so that you can grow. Once again, I appreciate everybody tuning in to Coach Steele's Finance Training. Continue to do your homework, continue to do your due diligence. Let's continue to watch Exxon Mobil and see how it continues to grow with everything that's going on. Hopefully, it continues to grow so I can make some money. Hopefully, Bernice is investing in Delta so she can make some money. I think Bernice could probably make money two or three different ways off of Delta. Let's say Delta, she invests in the stock. That's one way in the company. And then, of course, she flies Delta. But I wonder if Delta has like some credit card or something where she can get like mileage points or something. So when she does swipe to buy, maybe her regular food, groceries, expenses, maybe she can get some Delta points, fly for free, and just continue to make more money off of Delta as she uses the company. And that's what I do. If there's any company or any product or something that I frequently use or buy, I try to see if I can buy shares in it as well. So I'm not just giving them money, but I make money when I give them money as well. We make money multitask here on Coach Steele's Finance Training. Appreciate everybody tuning in, listening in. Till next Saturday and 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time Zone, we'll be here, same place, same time. Also, make sure you go to the YouTube channel and subscribe to Coach Steele's Finance Training. And also, if I can have a few of you go to, well, all of you all can do this. If you can go to my Facebook page and don't just follow the page, but click on the link that allows you to subscribe to my Facebook page, Simon Steele. If you subscribe to my Facebook page, it's like 99 cents a month. And basically that 99 cents goes to Cameroon, Africa, and it helps clothe people, feed people, provide people who can't afford medical care, provides them the funds to afford medical care. And we are building churches in Cameroon, Africa, over in West Africa. We are building churches. If you haven't seen any videos, you can go to my YouTube channel and you'll see two of the churches that are being, well, one that's completely done. The second one that we're working on right now, that's in the process of being completed. You can go see those in the video section on my YouTube channel. And like I said, we're constantly helping out and supporting Cameroon, Africa every week, every month, every year. And that 99 cents a month, if you go to the Facebook page and subscribe, it goes directly to Cameroon, 100% of it, to help those in need. There is no middle person that gets a piece of the pie. Your donations go straight over to Africa. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Like I said, a few of y'all go subscribe to the Facebook page and support the movement. I appreciate everybody tuning in, and y'all have a great Saturday.